Should I just... This is amazing. It's hot in here. Alright guys, currently parked in a parking lot. Came up with the idea of answering a few questions that you guys have about my gap year. You guys didn't know I took a gap year. Surprise. Honestly, it was the most beneficial, best decision that I've ever made. Seriously. It's really hot in here. Alright, so basically to start this video off, I wanted to explain why I chose a gap year. Decision process came through my head when I was choosing this gap year. Basically, it all started towards the end of my high school career. I just decided that I wasn't feeling college. It sounds really bad, and like saying it that way kind of sounds stupid because tons of people don't really want to go to college. For me, I literally had no motivation at all to do anything for college. Like I didn't want to look at colleges, I didn't want to visit colleges. Like it sounds horrible, and I'm a very motivated person, so that's when it kind of shocked me to say that I was not motivated for college. I just kind of decided that I wasn't ready for college, and that's okay. Some people were not ready for college. Big part of this process to me was my parents. My parents realized that I just was not ready for college, so I decided that I was going to take a gap semester. I was set on this gap semester close to the end of my high school career. I was confused between if I was going to be going to college for special education. So I thought that I was going to be going to college for education, and then my parents sat me down and was like, Kayla, why the heck are you going for this? Nothing against teaching. I think it's the most amazing job ever, but it was just not right for me, and I just didn't realize that. Like, okay, I'm gonna turn the air on because I'm already dying. I decided to change my major to photography and business. Gap semester goes by. I did an internship with my church as a photographer. It taught me a lot, but not what I thought I was gonna learn. It taught me organization and organizing my life, which sounds so cliche, but seriously, it's so true. I organized basically all the stuff that I had. Like, I had so much stuff, and I'm not gonna list it all, but I was so busy. Figured out what I liked and what I didn't like, and where I wanted to work and where I didn't want to work. After my gap semester, I was planning on going back to school for a semester and then doing a semester and then going back in the fall. I decided that I wasn't motivated still, which sounds horrible, and a lot of people got on me for that because they thought that I was just going to keep pushing back school. And they kept thinking that, oh, she doesn't want to go to school again, so that probably means that she's never going to go to school. Okay, I understand the people's perspective on that, but it's not your problem sometimes. Depends on the person. So that honestly kind of hurt me because if you knew me, I'm such a motivated person, and I will sit down for hours and work on something that I really need to work on. So I decided that I wasn't going to go to college, so then I took another semester off, so it equaled out to a whole gap year, which was the best decision ever. This semester, I didn't take another internship. Knew that I really wanted to focus on my photography business, which if you guys don't know, I have a photography business, and got a lot of clients and got a lot of work and tried to figure out my style of work and like what I really liked. And like the first semester of my gap year, I was working on my photography, and that was like one of the list of things that was just a lot. During this gap semester, the last part of the gap year, I realized that I was really thriving to learn. I was really just wanting to learn something. I didn't care what it was, but I just wanted to learn, and I was just getting really frustrated with no one teaching me anything, which sounds stupid because why not just go to college then, Kayla? Which you're correct. So then that's when I started getting the motivation that, okay, Kayla, it is time to go to college. So then I accepted into the community college, which is pretty easy to get into community college, but that's basically the story behind the whole gap year kind of thing. I'm going to answer some questions about my gap year. So the first question is, why should I take a gap year? It's really important to figure out if you want to take a gap year for a break, or if you want to take a gap year to study something or focus deeply on something. Not time to take off. It's not time to take off and get an easy way out of it. Time to find an internship, studying abroad opportunities, or just going into work experience. I was focusing on finding internships, just work experience, I guess you could say. What are some characteristics I developed from a gap year? Definitely organization. Like I said earlier, I needed to be organized to succeed in my gap year. So dedication to my gap year. There was times that friends were ticked off at me because I wouldn't hang out with them, and they would think that I was just sitting around on my butt during my gap year, kind of thinking that I'm not focusing on them, basically. No, I was not focusing on my friends, and yes, I had time for my friends, forcing myself in the direction of focusing on my gap year and why I was being in my gap year from the start. Yes, I did travel during my gap year. I did do some fun things, but all in all, I focused on managing my time and that kind of stuff. Self-motivation is definitely something that I learned. It's very easy to fall on a schedule of waking up like super late. There's no air coming out of these events. I'm so hot. So self-motivation just meaning like remembering all the stuff that you have to do the night before, and then just saying, okay, this is why I need to wake up super early to finish all this kind of stuff. Now, when it comes to summer, for me, I got kind of unmotivated because I saw my brother and sister home from school. I'm filming this in July, so now I'm feeling a little bit more unmotivated. It's my summer break, I guess you could say, just like any high school student or college student. It definitely changed my maturity and independence. I guess it just goes into motivation and just like being independent on your choices, having your mom or dad tell you, okay, Kayla, like you need to go do this and this and that. Ask, how would you say that taking a gap year increases student motivation and performance at college? So, wow, that's a in-depth question to the person that asked me that. I think it depends on every single person. People definitely can fall off the map. Oh, I'm not motivated anymore, so I'm just not gonna continue college. Also, some people like me, where we're just thriving for learning. Before you take your gap year, you just need to really know yourself, promise yourself that you're actually going to take your gap year. It's a lot harder than it sounds, but it just kind of depends on the person. Go back to college though, like for me right now, I'm just thriving to take notes, listen and learn. I don't know what it is. I hate taking tests and I hate taking quizzes. So this is the one I looked up online of like some questions, but how does taking a gap year enhance a student's social skills? Mine actually developed through different clients and taking pictures for different clients that I did not know. I forced myself to talk to new people and communicate with them, make conversation with them, enhanced my social skills tremendously. You know how to keep a conversation going, not like some people where they absolutely hate keeping conversation and feel so awkward. I am a very actually quiet person. Especially in school, I used to be very quiet. I just like fixed my social skills into thinking that when I go back to college, I'll be able to reach out to more people and make more friends. This happens for everyone though. So basically, when you take a gap year, everyone leaves for college, except maybe some people here and there. But 9 times out of 10, everyone's gonna splur away for college and you have no one here. I was lonely, but not really, honestly, because I was so busy. I had my boyfriend here, so there was sometimes that I just wanted to hang out with him. So basically, it just forced me to reach out to new people. That was not honestly a big deal for me. A lot of people through my church warned me about like being careful and making sure that I wouldn't become depressed because I did not have any friends, which yes, I sometimes joke around about not having friends because I literally have no one here. It allowed me to focus more on myself, to focus on photography, business, YouTube, that kind of stuff, which I really wanted to focus on. So it kind of wasn't that big of a deal that people were making it sound. Is taking a gap year worth it? Absolutely yes. There's some friends that I had that came back from college and they say, Kayla, you should have told me to take a gap year because I completely would have. I think it's so important to take a gap year because some people, but not everyone, because like I said, the motivation for some people might be less than more motivating for other people. I don't even know if that made sense. Tons of people that go right from high school into college and then they decided to either drop out, change their profession, which is completely fine, but you're wasting all that money on going to college. I just think it's so important to have that time to like realize yourself and also develop all those skills, which yes, you can develop those in college. I feel like developing them in college, you can have distractions with partying, alcohol, drugs, friends, and that kind of stuff. But when you're at home, you don't have that, and you just like develop this like crystal clear skills that you have for yourself. Oh, I am so hot. We're gonna finish this up. Some questions that I came up with to ask yourself before you take a gap year. Why are you taking a gap year? What do you want to accomplish during your gap year? And what would you feel proud of doing at the end of your gap year? If you're not following in all those categories, I would highly like not do it, because the worst thing is getting out of college and then just trying to push yourself to go back, and then it's just this bad like no, don't do that. Anyways, I think that's pretty much it for the questions and the answers and that kind of stuff. Really loved my gap year, and I'm very thankful that I could do this video for you guys. And I'm super excited to go back. Also super excited to create college videos. I'm so excited for those. If you guys have any other questions, please put them down below. I would love to answer them. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. See ya!